It's time to rewire your mind. Welcome to the Hydn Rousseau Show, the show that provides you with inspiration to help you succeed in life. Here's your host, Hydn Rousseau.
If I can take it, I can make it.
The most powerful tool that you have right now in your life, in your body, is your mind. That's why the enemy fights you in your mind. The devil doesn't have to tie you up for you to be bound. He just has to tie up your head. With stress, with worry, with aggravation, with low self-esteem, with pettiness, with anger, with hostility, with rebellion. And he can make you physically sick because your mind is sick. Lay your hands on your head and say, give me a new mind. Give me a new mind means give me a new perspective. Give me a new perspective. Give me a new way of looking at my situation. Give me a new way of looking at my circumstances. Get my mind ready for this year, because when I get this year, there's going to be blessings. There's going to be miracles. There's going to be opportunities. Oh, yes, there's going to be some struggles. It's going to be some challenges. It's going to be some tests. But even the struggles are an opportunity for me to show off the victory if my mind can handle the change.
If you can take it, you can make it. If you can take it, you can make it. All right, you train, you fight way harder than those other guys, and you win. You get out from under. If you can take it, you can make it.
Yeah. 2017. What do we do now? Don't bring in the stuff that we had from last year into this year. It's a new day in America, and we got to find a new way. Depending on one or two skills would not do it. We have too much competition. Life will hit us every which way humanly possible. We have to be on target. We have to not allow our mindset from a previous year to dominate or to have any effect on us moving forward. Yesterday has no way of having any impact on us today unless we had a chance to do a proper self-evaluation to know what's going on in our life, to be honest with ourselves, to be in a position to begin speaking to ourselves in a more positive fashion that will lead to some answers that we will not be able to find on our own. So the reason for this particular clip is because it gives you a variety of speakers that are speaking from their hearts. And one of the main reasons that we played that long extended clip was one of those speakers are Les Brown. And I'm going to tell you something about a dream, and that's why it's important that you do not bring in last year into this year. You do not bring in the attitude, the decision-making process, the way that you engage with people. You cannot allow that to be the old you, to come to be the new you. You must dream. And you must continue to dream big dreams beyond your wildest imaginations. I've been listening to Les Brown for over 25 years. One of my most inspirational, motivational speakers. I've listened to every one of his videos on YouTube. I had the opportunity to read and purchase most of his books. And in the past 2 days, I have been engaging with Les Brown. I have personally delivered an autographed copy of Failure Is Not an Option by Hydn Rousseau and hand delivered it to the great legend. That requires $57,000 an hour to speak. And I think the most he's ever made is $402,000 for 1 hour of speaking. And now I'm in his circle and I'm being trained by his people and I'm engaging and I want to learn the things that he's doing because I can't come on this show and tell you to be positive, to tell you to grow through the pains and the struggles, to tell you that you're going to make it, to tell you that no matter how bad it gets, no matter where you are in life, no matter if you just got the car repoed or, if you're like thousands of folks now that the season has ended, the Christmas seasons, and people are beginning to slash thousands and thousands of jobs. And you're sitting there wondering how you're going to pay your bills or how you're going to make it through this medical difficulty or how you're going to make it through your marriage. You can never give up on your dream. Your dream is like your heartbeat. It functions consistently. It's in your presence consistently. To give up on your dream is just to tell your heart to stop eating. To give up on your dream is to give up on life. We have to begin to understand that capturing the mindset and understanding how the mind works and interconnect with each other is paramount. Okay? Let me give you an example of what I'm saying to you. I was listening to a speaker last night and he started speaking about his son. Matter of fact, that was Les Brown. Les Brown was speaking about how his son, and we're praying for your son, Les, and we're praying for you as well, for you to have cancer and your son now to be going through his difficulties in life, as you're experiencing the pain. As he's explaining it on the video, I'm actually experiencing his son's pain because he's so effective at explaining and getting your mind a mental picture of where his son is and how he feels the pain of his son. It's no different than when you're watching your kid performing in sports and failure finds him and you're watching it. You can empathize it. You can feel the emotion. Internet radio is the same thing. It's capturing and entertaining the mind. But now let's make sure we understand that although we may be at this critical junction, although we may be experiencing all these difficulties in our lives, say it to yourself. I'm going to make it. No matter how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. And if you have to dial in that focus on that and understanding that all these temporary setbacks and all these trials and tribulations, all the things that are going wrong in your life, whether you just got news that you may have AIDS, or whether you just got news that you may have lost a loved one, or maybe you have gotten news that you may be losing your job in a couple weeks. Maybe you got news that your son may not be doing good in school. Or maybe you got news that your significant other wants separation. I'm going to make it. Why? Because you're blessed and highly favored. No dream are alike. The dreams that are given to you are not given to me. So that's why we should guard our dreams and protect it at all costs. Guarding what goes into our mind and our soul through our eyes and our ears. Learning to understand that that's the key and the gate to your mind. And protecting that, the ideas that are sent to you, protecting the mind that protects you and has eyes in the back of your head. You can feel when someone looking at you because you have sensories in the back of your head. They look like eyes, but they're part of the brain and they're facing the back. That can sense when someone's coming on you. You have greatness within you. Let an ant or any kind of insect land on your left or right arm. I'm just using this metaphorically, but if it lands on hair 21,516 on your left arm and it lands on the hair on 99,358 on your right arm or left leg, your body would pinpoint exactly what just touched you and pinpoint the exact location. Instantaneously, faster than a computer. Remember, your mind runs at 170,000 miles an hour. That's fast. That's super fast process. Runs circles around the computer. Are you serious? Protecting the mind at all costs is going to be crucial in 2017. And I ask y'all to join this journey with me to begin to guard our minds and to begin to understand the preparation process that comes before the success. And we'll get into each one of those phases, but we're in the phase right now of guarding and protecting your mind. And I love for you guys to and ladies to go on a 90-day detoxification of the mind and the body. What do you mean, Hydn detoxification? Well, last year, I did a full year detoxification. I stopped watching TV. I stopped listening to the radio. People ask me, well, how do you get the news? How do you keep up? 90% of the news is negative information. News in the days before Roosevelt changed the act to allow, because once upon a time prior to Roosevelt changing it, all media had to be equally partial. You had to balance out the truth. And then when he changed the law, it allowed everyone to become partial, which is what I'm doing. I'm explaining to you my point of view. But it's my point of view. And sometimes it may not have characters or other people that may have walked in my shoes. So sometimes you need others to help you in time of need. And sometime in those time of need, it could be simply a hug, someone to listen to. But again, if the person that you've been listening to is not helping you to go in the right direction in 2017, then maybe you need to change the person that you're looking at. There's nothing wrong with saying to a friend that we have begun to go in separate directions and I'm trying to get to places and if you're not trying to get to some of these places with me, then, I won't be able to share as much time as I'm sharing with you right now. It is time to be brutally honest and start understanding that there's no way that we could begin to give to others in 2017 until we begin to take care of ourselves and let all of our success begin to overflow. And when you take that self-preservation and then you begin to take care of yourself and take care of your body and learn how to prepare for your goal, how to break it down into small manageable pieces, and how to understand that any friend, any associate, anyone that I spend most of my time with that is not helping me to engage in a forwardly direction to accomplish these goals, to accomplish these missions, and that's not going to help me with my drive and my ambition, that's not going to be a person that's going to be able for us to sharpen our minds with each other when we meet and we speak, because we want genuine success for each other. We want you to be successful because we care for you, not because we have some ulterior motive or it's something in it for us. Success breeds success. That's why I give back. That's why I'm here on TalkZone.com with you as a family to give you my knowledge. And if only one of you that realize that I am the one, that would take on the challenge, that would take on my dreams, my big goal, my ideas, and break them down and start saying that every day I will move forward and I will not give up, no matter how many failures or setbacks or life character building moments that find me. I will persevere until the mission is complete. I would not allow any setback to hold me back. If you could land on the ground and you could see the ground, you could push your way up. If you land on your back and you could see the sky, you can get up even quicker. But you have to have that determination and that drive that no matter what, I'm going to be successful at what I'm doing. Well, Hydn, give us a clear example of that, Hydn. When you want to walk and you didn't have all of the distractions in your ear. It was just you. You had to be the one that was learning how to keep getting back up every time you fail. But prior to getting back up, you had to learn how to crawl. Okay? And once you learn how to crawl, then you begin to strengthen your legs, strengthen your knees. And then when you started trying to walk, you was able to stand. You couldn't just walk first. You had to stand first. You had to balance yourself. And these are some of the same characteristics that we have to do in 2017. Statistics show that 95% of the country within the first 10 days of the new year have totally forgotten or have failed their New Year's resolution. And I don't care what your New Year's resolution is. Once you make it and you speak it into existence, then you have to begin taking baby steps towards that goal and that dream, that idea, the marriage, the woman you want, the success you want for your kids. And then you have to begin to invest. And for all you individuals in the corporate world, you have to begin and continue to invest in personal self-improvement. And you have to continue learning skills because you don't know which one you ever have to reach back to grab. So guarding the mind, protecting your dreams is paramount. Now, in changing our mindset, then you have to understand that you have to, in order for you to become a new person, you must begin to do new things. In order for you to begin to have new ideas, have new ambition, then you need to begin seeing new things. You need to begin to expand your mind. You need to begin listen to other speakers or individuals that are in your trade. You must begin to understand the philosophy of life. My son will be attending a good school someday. He's beginning to have opportunities that I never had in my life. But the hard work and the preparation and the dedication to the craft is what I'm concerned about. One of the coaches said, hey, you shouldn't define your son by whether he can come up here and play or not. He shouldn't be based on, his success shouldn't be based on whether he's playing the first year or not. And I simply waited and gave him an intelligent response. I am not here to try to find out if he can play or not. But I want his discipline and his drive and his focus towards the preparation, towards the studying of the craft, towards the studying of the other players that played his position, towards the studying of leadership if you want to be a leader in the locker room, a leader on the field, learning how these other players and learning how other people has done it is one of the key crucial points. And we'll continue to talk about that as we go along. Because anything that you're thinking about, someone has done it before. It's 10 billion people on the planet. And although none of our minds, none of our fingerprints are the same, the only thing that separates the 1%, the 5%, the 10%, the 20%, and all of the rest that's left in the 80% is the dedication and the drive and the focus. And if you're going all in, then you have to stay focused. Okay? When you have your idea of you going all in and we're no longer using old tactics to attack new problems, then we understand that we no longer would take anything personal when someone else says something to us. We'll begin accepting 100% responsibility for all of the things that happen to and around you. We'll accept 120% responsibility for our kids' behavior and our wife interaction in our inner household. We'll begin taking responsibility on the job when things don't go right and things don't go wrong. But when it's going good, great leaders have never taken the credit. They always give the credit to their staff and the people that's working behind the scenes. You know, a lot of times, you know, Dave make things look easy here, but I'm the one that's speaking. So getting back to understanding phase one of guarding our mind, we have to understand that we have to guard the things that we see and hear. And if you would join me on this detoxification for the next 90 days of no TV, of no radio, only books and drinking water, no drinking any other type of liquid. Going on this 90-day Detoxification will help the blurriness that you have in trying to understand what it is that you want, trying to understand where you're trying to get to. Will help you balance your focus. And for the people that stays committed to the 90-day plan and goes through it, what will happen is your focus will dial in on those 90 days as you're going through that transformation process and allowing your brain to clear out all of the thoughts that are not going to work to help bring you the answers that you're looking for. And part of protecting your mind is learning how to protect yourself from how to deal with new issues and new problems. We're not taking blame anymore. We're not doing personal attacks on people. Okay. And I got to work on that because if you remember, I told you guys in the beginning of the year, I had a setback. I had a bad setback to where I attacked some of my family members when I should have just waited and just simply just allowed them to speak. And if I had anything that I wanted to tell them that I felt that would have escalated or heated the conversation, that maybe I should have wrote a note to myself to ask her that question tomorrow when we're not so heated. But because of my direct attack, an attack came back. And when attacks are going back and forth, I don't care who wins, you lost. Because although you may have won the battle, you lost the war. And no one wins when you lose war, and especially when it comes to family. And part of the reason that we want to go through this detoxification process is so that we can begin to learn to kill procrastination. How you kill procrastination, Hydn? Well, I tell you what. Anytime you find yourself telling yourself you'll do something tomorrow, make that a single that you're going to do it right now. Do it today. Don't let your mind tell you that just because you're not on track now, you can't get back on track or can't get on the right track. Do not allow your mind to take over, because if you don't start guarding your mind and taking control of your mind, then your mind will take control of you. And the way that your mind take control of you, it conforms to the 7 people that you surround yourself with the most. Okay. It conforms to everything that your eyes are seeing. So if you look at all day, people make metal, then you would only think about metal all the time. If you work in a factory that make cars, then you'll think about cars. If you write books, then you'll think about things that the mind conforms to whatever the 6 senses allow it to store. Killing the blame game, blaming other people, killing the bad habits. These are some of the things that the detoxification will help you to get on the right track. We may not find all of the answers within the 90 days, but let's help our mind to get back on the right track. Killing our errors in our activities and our errors in judgment and making excuses all the time. Let's just get rid of those type of attitudes. Let's just totally eradicate the old thinking of making excuses all of the time. We have to find a way, and we have to understand that no matter how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. Say it to yourself. Because look at the person to your left and your right, and if you don't have anyone to your left and your right, look at yourself in the mirror with a big smile and say, I got the right stuff to do this. I was made for this. I was born for this. I am unstoppable and no one can stop me, because I will not quit. I will not fail. because I have the determination that I'm ready to take on all of the challenges that's going to come my way. I'm ready to be slapped down with all of the character building moments and the pitfalls that are lying down the road. I'm ready to take on this challenge, to get my mind on the right trajectory, to begin to clear out the friends that don't mean nothing to me. And if you're in this, and while you're in this evaluation, if you're having some problems in trying to identify what friends you need to keep and what friends you need to let go, what friends are helping you to get towards your goal, and that's supporting your dreams, and that's helping cultivate your ideas. Those are the questions that you need to ask yourself to see if your true friend or your associate fit those characteristics. And if they don't, then it is time for a shift. It is time for a new way. Okay? And through guarding the mind, one of the best things that you can do is learning how to reboot the mind. Because when you're rebooting the mind, it helps to filter out and to send to the trash all of the thoughts and ideas that don't mean you any good. And then it begins to look for the solution that will help you with the challenges that you're facing. You have to understand that it's you. The dream was sent to you. It's you that have to make it happen. And it's you that's going to be successful. So I understand that it's you that's going to have to fight these battles. It's you that's going to have to get away from that bad mindset. It's you that's going to have to buckle up. I had a friend just the other day. I met him. This brother was incarcerated for attempted murder, a crime that he didn't commit. And for over 16 years, him and Zig Ziglar corresponded back and forth every single day. Every single day. And then he got out of prison and he waited 30 days to give Zig Ziglar a call. And within that time frame, Zig Ziglar had passed. And me personally, I understand the conflicts and the nuances that comes to one when you just come from a incarceration and everything is new to you. You're in that blurry vision trying to figure things out. You know, you're in a halfway house. You have to report to the probation officer, and then you have to kind of begin to pick up the pieces to your life. But I would not have waited to make that call. And God never makes a mistake, but I will not wait. So I don't need you to wait, guys and ladies and gentlemen. I don't need you to wait to go after your dream. I need you to run. Run towards your destiny. Run towards your dreams. I need you to run and go after your ideas and stop sitting and waiting for tomorrow to do something that you need to do today. Get over your hurdles. Get over your bad mindset. And the only way to do that is to enrich the mind. How do you enrich the mind, Hydn? You have to begin feeding it new things. You can't feed it what you fed it last year. You can't feed it Twinkies. You can't continue to feed it movies after movies. You can't continue to feed it the number one show, the number two show, the number 3 show on ABC and all of the other channels. You can't just repeatedly and consistently allow the fascination in your imagination to be captured. Ladies and gentlemen, I used to watch the soaps. All My Children. What was that helping me do? I used to be the fanatic that had all of the new music, watching all of the latest. I got hooked on Netflix. I just kept watching one series after another. Look, Netflix, let me tell you something about Netflix. They have the best writers on the planet. If you want to get suckered into being able to watch a show and just can't think about it all day long, it's on your mind when you're at school, it's on your mind when you're at work, it's on your mind when you're trying to play. It just is constantly, literally, figuratively on your mind. Are you serious to allow yourself to be captured and to be controlled by TV, by radio, with someone else? Look, the TV may cost you $1,500, but it costs you it costs you $10,000 to $14,000 a year. Because the time that you spend, the money that you go out and spend from watching infomercials and the things that you do based on your behavior from watching things on TV, it costs you. So you have to begin learning how to feed the mind new things through reading, through going and studying what other people have done to be successful, and then learn how they do it and then put your spin on it. Then put your idea to it. Then put your hard work and dedication behind it. So, and don't just study what other people are doing and how they're becoming successful. Begin to learn to study life. Who's around you when the things are going great? Who's around you when things are going bad? And understand that part of the process and part of the preparation is feeding the mind. Is the physical fitness of the body. Because people say, why would you always speak of physical fitness? Well, how can you enjoy your success if you're not fit? How can you enjoy your success at 80 if you're not taking care of your body now? Listen, I'm going to go back to this analogy with my son getting ready to go to college. He will be the college player that he will be in 6 months when he goes to school, from an educational standpoint and from a football standpoint. He will be the person 6 months from the work and the time and the effort and the things that he's doing right now to become prepared. So the preparation process is critical. It's crucial to the foundation, to the stability of our plan. So feeding the mind through listening, feeding the mind through watching other people and learning through reading what others have done to be successful in your craft and your field. And understanding that the hard preparation that's going to be necessary and the time that's going to be put in and the setback and the failures, you must begin to ask yourself, why are you doing this? Why am I going through all of this? The why lays inside of you. The why is the thing that when it's not feasible and it's not human, it's not comprehensible to human, why you continue to persevere and why you continue to go after this dream with all of the failures and the setbacks and all of the things that could go wrong. It is not their dream. It is not their idea. I'm going to make it no matter how bad it gets, because I will not stop, and it is not over until I win. And when you have that type of attitude and it takes you back to when you was a little kid and you have that no mindset that, guess what, I'm going to walk. Nobody can stop me. You fall and you bust your head open and you hurt an arm and you scratch a leg. Nope. I'm going to walk. And I say, if you had that determination, if you had that setback and that mindset, where would your life be right now? If you had that mindset that you're going to do, no matter what goal you touch, you'll take it one at a time and you're not going to stop until you succeed. What if all of us had that idea? The world would be a different place. What if all of us had the idea that we're going to take action now on the things that we could do right now because tomorrow is not promised to us and yesterday is gone? And understanding how to feed the mind and getting the preparation and forming that self-discipline. And understanding that your physical fitness is what's going to give you the energy to work that extra hour. Or if it's required to stay up 3 days because you understand why. You understand the people that are depending on you. And if you're doing something that's possibly could change the world, you have greater responsibility on yourself. And that's when you have to go, sometime, ladies and gentlemen, you have to go into isolation. And remember, in isolation and in darkness is where you find yourself when you have temporary setbacks and you have failures and you have things to go wrong and Murphy finds you, Murphy Law, and I don't care who you are. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care where you live. I don't care if you're underwater. Pain finds everyone. I don't care if you're in the dark. Pain will find you. You can't escape it. So learn how to attack back and fight back when life hits you. Learn not to take on the blame game. Learn not to take on what other people want you to believe. Their opinion has no perception on the reality in your life. Learn to understand that it's me that have to do it through constant preparation and dedication to my craft. And understanding that through the whole process, I have to allow myself the room to grow. Because when you're falling and you're trying to learn how to walk, or when you can't talk, you just keep rattling out until some words come out. In most of the cases, it's mommy or daddy, but you never gave up. You worked those vocal cords. You kept working them until they got stronger. You kept trying to put together the pieces through your ears and your eyes of what was going on and try to formulate it into a word. Why? Because you had the dedication. You knew that you was going to continue to move forward and you weren't going to stop until you succeed at speaking or walking. And what if we have that type of attitude to move forward and could take care and protecting our mind going through this 90-day detoxification period and guarding the things that we would put in our mind through reading and studying. And protecting ourselves from the things that we're listening to and cutting back the TV and the radio. And God knows if you go through this and you begin forming that discipline, because you're starting to be the one that say, okay, I'm part of the 95% that have failed on their New Year's resolution. But who says that I got to, just because the 10 days that lapsed, that I just got to totally abandon what it is that I got? I'll tell you something. And your New Year's resolution, do not abandon anything. Do not abandon anything or any idea that you have or what it is that you want to do until you have failed at it 7 times. Make that a new rule. Don't make any decision. Don't take it personal. Learn to evaluate what is happening around you and make sure that you continue to fall forward towards your idea. I don't care how bad you cut. I don't care how you bruise. Don't feel sorry. Don't feel pity for yourself. Get back up, whether you're facing down or you're facing up on your back. If you're on your back, if you can look up, you can get up. If you're on your, look, if you're facing down, if you can open your eyes, you can push up, and that'll even help you up. Because when you have that determination and that focus, that you are not going to stop until you win. There is nothing in this life that you cannot accomplish. There is nothing in life that you cannot do. There is nothing in life that your willpower will not help you to persevere and see you through. Why? Because I'm going to make it. I'm blessed and I'm highly favored to succeed. I had this one lady that my motivational Mike was telling me about, that he was at this woman's house and he had this feeling and something was going wrong, and this woman just gave him a handsome tip, and he said, something in my mind tells me to just give you a hug, and I just want to tell you that you're going to make it and that everything was going to be all right. And this woman just jumped up and started crying and said that you was a sign to God that things are going to be all right. My husband just divorced me and left me with 3 kids. But I know I'm going to make it because God has just gave me the light and the sign. And that's all it takes to motivate people sometimes, is to learn to listen and to give them honest ideas and feedback. And if you're not qualified, you send them to someone that is. But you have to change your mindset to be able to see the big picture, to be able to see the trees from the forest. You have to be able to see what it is. You have to see the impossible and to believe it into now and to live into existence the person that you want to be. And how that happens is to forming dreams to give you your itinerary. And your dream is like, it steers the boat and it keeps the boat focusing. It keeps the boat aiming towards that vision. And through your preparation and your detoxification into your mindset change and motivation, through understanding how to fight your procrastination and being unstuck by just doing it now. There's no more tomorrow. You just make it an emergency and just do it now. It has to be done now. Don't let anyone get in your way. Don't let the distractions of the TV and the radio and the friends that don't mean you any good, that are not going to help you to move forward towards your goal, towards your dream. Then it's my opinion that you need to begin to get these energy drainers out of your life. Begin to weed these people out of your life and begin to bring people that care about you and that want to see you to genuinely to succeed. And then begin to use those actions to formulate your plan. And then begin taking your plan and moving it forward by constantly failing towards your goal. And when you start understanding and taking 100% responsibility for all the things that happen to you and to around you because of your actions, because of the things that you did 6 months ago, is why you living in the person that you're living now. So then let's begin in 2017 to begin to plant the seeds for 2018. You can't just make a New Year's resolution and think that you just going to wake up and it's going to come true, and you haven't paid the price. You haven't put in the hard work. You haven't paid the sacrifice. You haven't put in the debt. You haven't sweat. You haven't gone through trials and tribulations. Life has not hit you. Murphy's Law has not crept up on you. And good God Almighty, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes when those trucks get repoed and when you can't feed your kids, or when life goes and you don't win the championship, or when you get upset because you was the favorite and then life hit you back, but now you defeated. Those are character building moments, no different than when the kid was falling down trying to walk, busted slip, but the determination to walk because he wanted to walk like everybody else. He wanted to be dependent because the child knew that it was his destiny to walk. No one could do it for him. It was his destiny to learn how to hear and see and form it into destiny and cultivate into words and follow your dreams and to be able to stay on track. My word this year is focus. We must focus and we may stay true to the vision. I will be obedient to the vision and I will stay focused and stay true. This is the Hydn Rousseau Show. I hope that we was very inspirational and motivational for you today, but also educational on things that you can apply along the way. This is the Hydn Rousseau Show. We'll see you next Wednesday from 5 to 6. Thank you.